You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want. Unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa. Greetings. So I'm so sorry. This community is already waiting here. I think you're already asking what is going on. Where are the people? Where are the guests? Where is Pan-African Daily TV? We're right here. I mean, there's just an emergency that occurred, my people, and we are so saddened about it. So I would definitely have to start with the bad news and we get into the good news. So, I mean, last week, our member, a very honorable member on Pan-African Daily TV, lost his husband. And you all know Sister Queen Cheryl. Cheryl is a very active member. Greetings, Brother Parker. Greetings. So, Sister Cheryl Penny lost the husband into the hands of the power of the ancestors. So there's currently the burial ceremony going on in a couple of hours, or half an hour. They will be sharing on the live, which we can also proceed. So after the this talk or this conversation, we're going to join our sister, to celebrate the passing away of his beloved and our beloved ancestor and an elder as well. So thank you so much for joining us on this conversation. And I'm also sorry, I'm not feeling very well. You can hear from my voice and you see my face is all swollen. I mean, it's just cold out here. There are allergies everywhere. So I had to take time a lot. As you can see, I was trying to make some tea for myself. And Brother Ella is already here waiting in the studio so that I can keep myself warm and calm. Another announcement that I want to make before we get back to studio is the Queen safely arrived in Berlin, Germany today. Actually, it wasn't possible for me to be at the airport. I'll be joining her, God willing, if my health is okay, on Saturday during her presentation. I think those are the major stories that we were waiting. And tonight we want to talk about the 4th edition of the Pan-African Awards that is taking place in Kenya, Nairobi, like I said. And we have our brother here, Paul Ella, is the CEO and the founder. This young champion right here is doing a lot of marvelous work, honoring all the great people of the continent and in the diaspora as well. So we want to welcome you today. He's going to be sharing his amazing journey with us, these incredible stories, and what is going to happen in Kenya, Nairobi on February the 21st. So that weekend, I'm so sorry. I know I posted and somehow it came out February 12th. No, that was, I don't know what, because I'm a 12 girl. I don't know, but it was a mistake. It's February 21st. I already shared the awards with you. This is the award, the Pan-African Daily TV Award, Pan-African Revival. As you can see, the Power Fist, it's right there. We still have to ask Brother Ella why the African map is looking upside down on this award. There must be something that is so special about it. I mean, we go for the details, right? And I know he's going to tell us a lot about that. And so we had this beautiful program, very elaborate, and all these wonderful speakers that are going to be receiving this award. And Kenya, Nairobi is not just an award, okay? It's a whole lot of a package. I mean, apart from the conferences and the motivations and everything, I just think, like what happened in Cameroon, that we're going to wear some beautiful gowns and just rock the gala. But Brother Ella is going to tell us more about that. And For most of you who were asking questions on how to get tickets, how to register, please make sure you prepare your questions. And I hope the people of Kenya, the young champions, the Pan-African Daily TV followers and fans in Kenya, East Africa, we're going to be meeting there in just a short, in just 2-3 weeks from today. So welcome, Ella. How are you? Comment ça va?
Hello, my dear Suzanne, je vais bien. But tonight we'll be speaking in English, even though my English is not as fluent as yours. And but I will make myself understandable for sure.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure, a tremendous pleasure to be here tonight for my very first time. And I'm rejoicing for that to be on Pan African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. So it's never too late, and I'm glad to be among you and all your fans, all your followers. And I say hello to all your thousands of followers all around the world. And it's a pleasure to come here tonight, to be here tonight to talk about Pan-African Awards and its fourth edition to take place in Nairobi, Kenya.
Wonderful. On Pan African Daily TV, we don't apologize for speaking colonial languages because, if we had to speak in Bassa, or we have to speak in Douala, or we have to speak in Bamileke or in Meta, that wouldn't be any issue, isn't it? Yes, I understand our brother Paul is, is the French speaking colonial African citizens, but of course, a Bantu man, as you can see here. And so, pardon his pidgin. We call French here pidgin. In that kind of way, just like we don't.
Next time
Yes,
it will be in Swahili or in
absolutely,
Bulu, my mother tongue.
absolute. We're gonna be speaking in Swahili in a couple of times. Yes. So tell us more. What is the Pan African Awards all about? I learned this is the fourth edition. Of course, I attended the third edition in Cameroon with Professor Baina Bello and a lot of awesome guests. So why did you move it to Kenya? Is this the first time taking place in Kenya?
Yes, Susan, it's the very first time to take place in Kenya. The Pan African Awards started in 2021 in Douala, Cameroon, and the three past editions took place in Cameroon. And this is the very first time for this edition for Pan African Awards to take place in another country than Cameroon. But it's just the beginning because Pan African Awards are not shaped to be only in one country. It's not the
Absolutely.
property of one country or one continent. It's true that Pan African Awards are made to celebrate Africa and its icons, but Pan African Awards can and will take place everywhere where it's needed, everywhere where you have African and Afro descendants communities, and it's just over editions that will be going from country to countries. So it's just a beginning. And to respond to your question regarding the motto of Pan-African Awards and what Pan-African Awards are all about, we've been taught, we've been depicted for so long as a poor continent deprived of every good things. Africa was depicted and is still depicted totally negatively, and it cannot continue like that. So it's not acceptable anymore to let others, foreigners, Westerners especially, to tell us what is good or bad for us and who is good and bad for us. We are the mother's land firstborn people, and it just doesn't make any sense that some other people who came on earth as a people thousands and thousands years later than us firstborn mother's child people, and those people who have less than 8,000 years here on earth, it just doesn't make any sense that those people think that they can teach us how life is, who God is, and what is good and what is bad for humanity. It's totally a nonsense. So, Pan-African Awards was created to acknowledge, to recognize all those African and Afro descendants who do a great job, a great work to make Africa influence worldwide, and to remember all those who might forget it, that we are as people the firstborn the firstborn children on this earth. And it's very important to remember that Africa is the source of all knowledge, of all science, and we cannot accept anymore that some other people who think that they can give us lessons, they can lecture us, when we know that we are the source of everything. So Pan-African Awards are all about giving back to Africa its dignity, while giving awards or acknowledging, recognizing the good work of its worthy sons and daughters. So that's what Pan-African Awards is all about. Having our own heroes, and not having and refusing to have others people and Westerners as heroes, who most of the time are instead our oppressors. Let's go back to our culture, to our values, and let's celebrate our own heroes, our own icons. That's what Pan-African Awards are all about.
Wonderful. Perfect. I mean, I love your English. You understand? I mean, my French is not as, it cannot even be as, like I said, I don't even apologize for it anymore. But you see, Ella, apart from the awards, you are a Pan-Africanist. Because to be able to award Pan-African awards, you yourself have to be a Pan-Africanist. Am I correct?
Absolutely. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I breathe Pan-Africanism, because this is my reason of living. Except apart that, my life is doesn't make sense, because we've been lied for too long on what we are and on what we were. But now that the truth is prevailing, because of all those who came before us and who fought that noble fight of Pan-Africanism, we know that if we are serious about our lives, if we really love Africa, if we really mean what being African means, then we cannot stay silent. We cannot keep quiet in front of all those injustices that our people is going through all over the world. So Pan-Africanism is the most important thing. I'm a financial analyst, but I can tell you that the most important thing, the greatest thing that ever happened in my life, is discovering the really love of the motherland, discovering the truth, and trying as best as I can to share that discovery and that knowledge about the source of all life, the source of all science and knowledge, the mother's land, Africa.
Wonderful. Of course, he's not just speaking. I am a witness of how I encountered Paul, Ella. I've never seen a passionate, like literally what he says 24/7. He lives, breathe Pan-Africanism. I mean, this guy has given up everything in life just for the cause. I mean, you even went to other countries on rallies, invitation. We saw you making campaigns, speaking out, addressing people in was it Ivory Coast and other
In
places,
Mali,
in Mali.
in Mali.
I mean,
Yeah.
you were in Mali, like you always just where the movements are. For you, Africa is one. There's no difference between east or west or north and everything. You're really a son of the soil. I mean, Ella, how did you begin this journey?
What you've just said is very important. Allow me to say something about this. Africa as one. Because, you know, those boundaries, those so-called countries, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, Burkina Faso, and so on, that's a colonial heritage. Because you can't forget that it's the Berlin Conference in 1884 to late 1884 to early 1885 that consecrated those boundaries as countries, but it was only in the selfish interest of Westerners. So we can't forget about it. When I see people saying my country Cameroon, my country Nigeria, my country, and they start fighting, it means that they didn't understand anything at all. We must remember that the enemy has to divide us in order to dominate us as much as possible. And the core of Africa's problem and Afro descendants' problem is division. Everyone wants to show off, to show that she's the one or she's the one. We don't need that. As individuals and as countries, we don't need that at all, because that's in favor of our enemies, and we should not forget that. So I just wanted to emphasize on the fact that it's very important, and everywhere I go in Africa and even beyond, my message is always the same. We cannot pretend, we cannot expect winning a battle when divided. It's not possible. We should remember that it's only together that we can go faster and further. So it's very important. That's one of my greatest motto. So how did I start Pan-Africanism? You know, from the very beginning, I didn't know that it was Pan-Africanism, but I've always been shocked by injustices, by inequalities. Always, I didn't know where it was coming from. But from my childhood, I never been able to afford injustices. It was not possible. And then I started when I was at university. I started writing some articles and sharing it to my friends and to my classmates. And then one day, a press media contacted me and told me that it should have been good for me. It would be good if I publish it so that it can be spread widely. So that's how I began. I started writing in some newspapers, and then some TV's CEOs and journalists approached me, telling me that it will be better to be on to be on their shows and to start talking about critical items and topics. So that's how I started going from TV channels to TV channels, and then I started understanding what I was doing and what Pan-Africanism was all about. So that's how it started. And after that, I was bored to listen to the lesson, the so-called lesson, or from so-called lecturers from Western countries telling Africans what they should do and what they should not do, allegedly for their goods, when it was for the own and only interests of the Westerners. So when I saw people always referring to Westerners authors, Westerners writers, Westerners historians, I was shocked. I was like, don't we have our own historians, our own writers, our own actors, our own politicians, and so on, fighting for our good as we people, African people? And then when I was listening to or watching on TV or listening on radio broadcast, Africans joyful because they received a prize or an award from Westerners companies or events. I was like, those people can never recognize good Africans for Africans. They will always recognize and reward those who fight for their own Westerners' interest. So it was not fair at all. So that's how I started thinking we should, us African, and even in our academic programs, our academic programs, we still are, which are all of them in Africa, are conceived and prepared by colonizers, former colonizers, and actual neo-colonizers. They cannot provide anything good to our children and to our people as education. So we need to start thinking by ourselves, and we need to recognize our own heroes, not waiting for the Westerners to tell us who are our heroes and who are not. Because most of the time, when they say someone is bad for Africans, it means that that person is doing a really good job and is fighting a really good fight for his own, or his or her own people. And when they say someone is good for Africans, it means that that person is a puppet and just sold to the Westerners' interest. And that's how I started thinking about an event that will reward and recognize our own heroes according to our own values and not according to others' values. And that's how Pan-African Awards started.
Wonderful. This is greatness, honestly. Yes. Thank all of you. Joe, thank you. IBC, Silva, thank you. W Banker, thank you. Thank you so much. You are all adhering and agreeing to what Ella is saying right here, because gaining recognition, now we begin to know a lot of tricks. The one that they promote is the one that is actually for them, and the one that are against us. I mean, every single leader that they say is a bad one is the one that loves his people, to be honest with you, because we've come a long way to understand these things. And but what is the energy that you take to put us such an award? I mean, like when I look at your speakers, and just this is just the fourth edition. I mean, I've been organizing a huge
Yeah.
event in Germany for the past 25 years, and I know how tedious it is when it comes to African events, when it comes to
Yeah.
things that favor us. I mean, even within us, because you're organizing from the continent. I mean, from in Europe, I could say is because we're few, and then the discriminations and whatever, the image here, the negative, all everything. But regardless of that, we still have a lot of Europeans that are interested, are more motivated than Africans. What is it that you think when African hear this kind of Pan-Africanism coming together, honoring ourselves? Why would someone, for God's sake, not be a part of that event? What is the problem?
I don't know. You know that we are doing a work that is not easy. It's a steadfast work. We
Mm,
have to hold on. We have to keep doing the great work that we are doing, because it's not easy to awaken a people that have been told many lies for decades, for centuries. It's not easy at all when your enemies are from everywhere, from outside, from inside. It's not easy. And when something is not easy, it's a good sign that you are on the right path, you know. And for sure, it's not easy at all, but we need to go for it. We need to do it. We need to make it because it's, for me, it's a life challenge and we can't escape it except if we are cowards. And I don't want to be a coward. I want to be a bold man where people will see someone who is fighting for his continent, for his people. And it's very important to emphasize on the fact that we should know our goal in life. Otherwise, we are living a meaningless life. And I don't want to live a meaningless life. That's why I'm not discouraged by any obstacles, by any hindrances, because there are lots, but we need to face them. And it's an opportunity for me also to say that it's very important for all Africans, all Afro descendants, to come together as one. For all those who understood already the fight that we are fighting for, the restoration of Africa's dignity, of Africans' dignities also, and Afro descendant, all Black communities' dignity. We need to come together as one to make it because it's a challenge for our children, our grandchildren, and each of us have to make his own part and not just not complaining, saying how hard it is and how the colonizers did that bad to us and so on, complaining, crying and so on. It's a nonsense. We have to take our responsibility. We have to take actions. We must stop just talking. Let's stop just talking and let's start taking action. That's very important. Most Africans, not all of them, obviously, most Africans, many of them, many of us, like talking, complaining, praying. It's good to pray, it's good to talk, but you cannot keep during all your life, keep crying, complaining, and talking without taking action. It doesn't make sense at all. We need to move on. We need to confirm to the world who we are. And for that, we need to know our own history and not the so-told history that we've been learned at school and from Westerners' medias. So let's take action. Let's be bold. Let's face realities and do not think that things will come like magic from heaven, just like that. It's by only by working hard and gathering together, coming together and make it. Africa's destiny is in our hands. Each of us has a responsibility. We have to take action.
That's the king speaking right there. I truly congratulate you, and I'm so proud because, of course, this is I experience it, and I know your work, like all our work. I mean, somebody made a question on a platform, and there were some arguments and saying, I mean, he was standing beside a Lamborghini as a freedom fighter, and said at some point, it is not like in the time of our ancestors where they all died poor, where they could not afford to live a good life for themselves because they all fought. And he started to cite, look at the Malcolm X, the Marcus Garvey, then Kwame Nkrumah. They all died poor because they were fighting for their people, and like Pan-Africanism actually is not working. But then I saw somebody in the chat who said, honestly speaking, if you are a good Pan-African, you can never be a luxurious one. What do you think about that?
That's a tough question. But first of all, let me say that it's a mistake to think that all those Pan-African leaders died poor and so on. It's not true, not at all.
That's not true. Yes.
Just let each and every let's every one of each of us take a look at Marcus Garvey's history, Marcus Garvey's story. Let each of us take a look on the story of that big man, one of the founder of Pan-Africanism during the early 20th century in 1900. So he was one of the richest black men and black human being at that period. I mean, when he was living, he had companies, he had big association, he had many things. Okay, so this is the first point. It's not totally true, especially for Marcus Garvey. He was rich and really rich. Take a look to his story. Take a look at his story, and you'll come back and you tell me. So Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and so on, they were not poor at all. Not at all. It depends on what people means by what people mean by
Poverty.
being rich, poor, or poor. So they were not poor at all. So that's what I wanted to say first. Then, if African or Pan-Africanist, if some people think that Pan-Africanists cannot live in luxury, I mean, is luxury a goal? Is it an objective? First of all, for me, what is important is having the opportunity and the chance to meet all your needs. Okay? To meet all your needs and not to be poor and beggar. You should not be begging this or that. But if some Pan-Africanists are poor, are we sure that it's because they don't work or because they want to be poor? We should ask those questions, each of us, to ourselves. When Westerners have a leader, when Westerners have some people who defend their cause or who fight for them, they all mobilize for that person so that she or he should not lack anything. Is it the same among us Africans? That's the question. Are Africans and Afro-descendants backing, supporting their leaders? That's the question. We should not only point our fingers and judge a book by its cover. If there is a situation that we have noticed, let's find the solution and ask the question to ourselves first. Why is this Pan-Africanist leader that I so far support with words saying, good job, Polila, good job, Suzanne. Oh, I love what you're doing. Great job. We are behind you. We back you. And remember what I said a few minutes ago. Let's stop talking and let's start taking actions. Even congratulations are very good. If I say, Susan, Pan-African Daily TV is something great, I really love what you're doing, okay, that's good. I can say it. It will comfort you, it will give you courage and so on. It's great. But if for years, every day, knowing that you are struggling, you are fighting for a noble cause, for us, for your people that I'm part of, and I don't need to be rich to support you financially, to materially, materially. I don't need to be rich. I need to have the goodwill to sustain you and to support you, to back you. But most of us, and it's a pity to say it, but that's the reality, just stay on talking. We just feel like it's okay when I say, Susan, that's good, even though I know your struggles, even though I know how difficult it is for you to make it. I just use my words when I can also ask you, what can I do for you? How can I help? It's not only money. It can be money. It can be, okay, since your TV shows need this or that material, this or that device, let me help you. I will bring you, you need 5 of them, I will bring you 1. That's something concrete. It's not just words, but we are too much in words, too much. Us Africans, we are too much talking, and words. So, according to your question, we should ask ourselves that question. What am I doing for the Pan-Africanism cause? What am I doing to sustain, to support, to back all those who fight for that noble cause that is called Pan-Africanism? So then, when we will answer those questions, we will be able to give an answer. We will be able to maybe to criticize or to say this or that. But don't start criticizing, don't start complaining, don't start asking why Pan-Africanists are poor. I don't even think that they are. But if you think they are, what have you done to help them and to back them? That's the question. We should stop talking too much. We should start taking actions.
Wonderful. And we see that you're really taking the actions, and it's very possible that in the next generations to come, and even through our work, we are learning every day. I think there are a lot of support schemes out there. There are a lot of support, like you say, ways to support Pan-Africanism to thrive. Because I think one of the negative connotation, I mean, that's why I brought this conversation, because it was quite interesting to hear. You know, people associate with I don't know, with luxury, the kind of luxury like material luxury. Like somebody said, if you don't have, you are nothing. You have to win so that people are attracted to you. I said, well, you have to win for yourself. If you're winning just that people should be attracted to you, I think that's another type of winning. The image of Pan-Africanism is corrupted, just like the image of the African. The image of Pan-Africanism is, I mean, surrounded with all kind of negative things: poverty, people who just bring trouble, or they got killed. You know, they don't get to be like noble people. If you're a woman in Pan-Africanism, you're looked upon like a troublemaker or a strong woman that, you know, like you don't have feelings. And so you can be abused. If you're a man, you are scared that at some point, because you talk about the sovereignty and the freedom and the liberation of your people, oh no, you know, you just have to hide and do those kind of things. You see, Pan-Africanism, the way you are doing it with the awards, or the way we're doing it, we actually kind of make it sassy. You know, we're making it so enjoyable, because Pan-Africanism, as a matter of fact, is a way of life, is unity, like Nkwame Nkrumah said, Dr. Marcus Garvey said. What is it that makes Pan-Africanism a hard nut to crack? Or like we're having a conversation like this that is for the interest and the unity of our people. You see, people will not join. But if we were doing some kind of crazy TikTok entertainment, empty nudity, and showing our bomb and dressing naked and crazy, I'm telling you, we'll be getting billions of people watching. this right now. So what is it? What is that thing that we need to do more often? Of course, the award is one of the brilliant ideas, talking about it all the time, like we do. Of course, like, sharing the brand. What more do you think Africans should do to actually break the stereotypes in Pan-Africanism?
I really love that question. Really, that's a great question. Very interesting one. Um, Never forget that we've been brainwashed for too long, for too long. And what you just depicted, and that's the reality, is only a consequence of that brainwashing. An African think that, when I think an African, it's not all of them, obviously, but some, even I can say most of us Africans, still think that, and the work we are doing to awaken our people and to make them conscious of some realities
Mhm.
is a way to help that is a way to help them be cured from that brainwashing. And I was saying a, a big number, many Africans still think that what is good is not for them.
Mhm.
What is good is for others.
Mhm.
Many Africans think that they are not worthy enough, they are not worthy enough to have this good thing or that good thing. Why? Because we've been brainwashed since slavery, colonialism, and now neocolonialism, which is still going on nowadays. That's the sad reality, and we have to speak about it. And that's why I really love that question. And now, once we know where it comes from, it doesn't mean that it's a fatality and that we cannot do anything about it. We have to do something about it. We have to face it and you have to sort it out. Absolutely. But when you see African acting between themselves, and when I say Africans, it's widely speaking, but I should say even among us Pan-Africanists, those who can be considered as Pan-Africanists, are we only united? That's the question. Everything starts there. Are we united or are we fighting each other to know who is greater, who is bigger, who is. And that plays the game of our enemies, our imperialist Westerners' enemies. That plays their game and they rejoice when they are not those who infiltrate Pan-Africanism with false Pan-Africanists.
Mhm.
You have false Pan-Africanists, you have real Pan-Africanists, devoted, really involved, but who are so greedy and selfish that they want themselves, their own selfish person, to be on the top, even if it requires to crush the others. That's a pity. You see, Westerners are not that friendly as we can think. They even hate each other. When you look at the history of Europe, Germany, France, in Great Britain, and so on, they've been fighting for decades, for centuries. But when it comes to accords on one fact regarding their interests, they come together and they forget about their divisions and their hatred. They forget about it. But what about us Africans? So, how can we be powerful? How can we be great? How can we be strong when we are divided? It's a nonsense. It's not possible at all. Even those Pan-African awards, let me tell you, I never told it on the TV, I kept it for my secrets. I will tell it right now, because I'm in on Pan-African Daily TV, and it's a pleasure. It's an honor.
Yes.
Even when Pan-African Awards started, can you guess who was the first opponents of this project? It was not friends. It was not Westerners. It was not. It was among Pan-Africanists. So it's so sad. It's so sad to say it, but we have to sort it out. It's an emergency. It's not a joke. We have to sort it out as soon as possible. And I will end by that. I mean, for this question, saying that we still struggle a lot because most of us Africans and Afro descendants have not, even those who are considered like as Pan-Africanists, most of us have not really yet understood the meaning of this fight. It's sad to say so, but it's the reality, the sad reality. Some are just emotional. Oh yes, power to Africa. Oh, they dress like Africans. They sing Africa. They say power to Africa. They say let's fight against imperialism. But when it comes to take action with all risks included, you can't see anybody, or very few. So we still need to understand what we are fighting for. We still need to be bold enough to be ready to take action related to what we've been speaking out, and not just talk. And we should remember that nothing great can happen when we are not united. I'm not saying that we are waiting for all Africans to be united as one to start fighting. We have not been waiting for that to start fighting of us on his own way. You're holding a critical and a very interesting Pan-African Daily TV. That's a channel of fight. Some are fighting in economics, fighting against CFA francs, which is a colonial currency that is very bad for Africans' economies. Some are fighting in the spiritual warfare, doing everything to restore the African spirituality and dignity. Some are fighting on the cultural field, and so on and so on and so on. But we are all like members of one body. The hand cannot complain about the role of the feet. The feet cannot complain about the role of the eyes, and so on. So we are different members from one body, and we should remember that, and we should come together as one to work so that this work for Pan-Africanism will be relevant and more efficient. So the response, the answer of your question is, we are still depicted like in that bad ways, because we are still divided, and because we are not speaking with one voice. So we have to come together, and we have to be organized. We have to be organized. It's not normal that each of us has a project and is struggling alone, while we can come together and be well organized in order to be more efficient. That's the key of our people. That's the key of our community.
Wonderful. I do agree everything, and I think all of us are agreeing with that. I'll ask one more question again, just like in this very sector, because it's other things we can just talk about it, but I think Pan-Africanism, because it's difficult and complicated and has been stereotyped, we have to talk about it until, like, literally every single day. Like, we have to make it a point and consciously, like, it has to be like you pray, Muslims pray. This what Pan-Africanism has to be said at least 10 times a day, consciously. It's a prayer. It's a prayer. Like, I mean, we're trying to restructure even a small kind of a book, just like a book, because it is the door opener to our science, to our abundance, to our wealth. And the moment you don't call it into your spirit, it's not possible. That's why we still don't even understand it. We really don't understand the power to just say, I am Pan-African. It simply just means I am African, I'm who I am. Pan-Africanism is not the way people have corrupted it. Like I say, even if I have to come million times into the universe, I would come back like Susan Tata, doing what I am doing today. I will never regret that, oh, I should have been this, I should have been this, because I'm so fulfilled. Because even in the Christian Bible said there's nothing fulfilling like when you serve your people. So Pan-African
Absolutely.
should be considered not just a movement, also, like, let's say a religion. It's like football, Paul. When we say religion, sometimes the moment you use the word religion, people begin to think about church, praying, rituals, and stuff like that. Do you believe that football is the biggest religion ever? Soccer. What is it that makes people pay as much money to go and watch a 90 minutes a game? Buy merchandising. It doesn't matter how much it costs. Arsenal, all those blah blah, whatever. Puma, Adidas, giving out their money to brands that are even the brands that are keeping them poor where they are. But what is in that brain that soccer? I mean, we're talking today. Pan African Daily is literally more a little bit like the days when the games are on. I know it. No matter how faithful, no matter how much they love Pan African Daily and love Africa, football comes first. Why? I think if for an Africa, Pan Africanism comes first. That is why I'm struggling, not struggling. We have to make Pan Africanism a religion like football. You believe in it with your soul, with your, like, literally you wear it all the time. Literally you have it. You wake up in the morning, it is about it. You are in the afternoon. I walk on the street, I talk Pan-Africanism, I breathe Pan-Africanism. Even when I'm sleeping, I dream Pan-Africanism. Because the Germans say, until you dream in the German language, then you are a true German. So until Africans dream Pan-Africanism, like you just dream seeing yourself in that powerful structure, you are not yet decolonized. We can do all the preaching, the lectures, and everything. Pan-Africanism should be it's the religion, it's the new Bible for the Africans that want to study freedom, liberty, abundance, power, being, even wealth. I don't know any source how Africans would be wealthy without being Pan Africans.
Yeah,
Am I correct,
absolutely.
brother?
Absolutely. I totally agree. We need to, it should be, it must be a state of mind, a full state of mind. We should, as you just said, we should breathe it, we should live it, we should dream it. It should be a part of us. So, but it starts with education. Education, because a brainwashed brain, a brainwashed person, you can tell it, you can explain it to that person all day long, every week, every month, every years. The seed will never grow. even if you do anything. So we need to, that's what we are doing. That's what you're doing, and in a very good way. That's what real and truly Pan-Africanists are doing. I mean, awakening people, trying to replace the colonial software in them with the freedom software and the knowledge software. We have to know about ourselves, who we are, where we come from, what is our real history, not the history told by others and written by others, not the propaganda we watch, we see, we read in Westerners and imperialist medias. We have to create our own values and remember our own values and back to our own roots. That's the key solution for us. And when people are watching football, let me tell you another story. Just to explain the state of mind of most of us Africans, that it's not a fatality. We are fighting against it, and we will make it. We will we will win that battle for sure. But it takes time. It's a steadfast battle. You have to take it. You have to do it. But just about what you've just said about football, it's because of propaganda, and we are distracted. All the systems leaders don't want us to be focused on our objectives, on what really matters. They don't need us, they don't want us to be aware and focus on what really matters. That's clear, and they have all means for that. They have money, they have medias, they have they have organizations, they have everything. So how come, and that's the story I wanted to tell you, how come you organize a conference? That's something I've experienced many times. How come you organize a conference on a theme that is really relevant and very important for Africans, and you invite people, and some of them come, but over, let's say, 100 people that attended your conference, the conference you organized, you don't have more than 10 who paid their tickets. The 90% of them told you, oh, why is it not free? It's for the good cause of Africa. Some will say, oh, I don't have money. Let me tell you, the same day, if the conference closed, let's say at 6 p.m., the very same day, you see all those people, or I mean, most of them, or some of them, who told you that they didn't have money, or some of them told you that it was expensive and so on. You saw them in nightclubs buying bottles of whiskeys, of champagnes, and so on, that each bottle costs at least 15 times more than the price of the ticket. What's the lesson behind what I've just told you, what I'm just saying? The lesson is that, and it also responds to one of your questions. The lesson is that those people are not eager, they are not thirsty of what really matters. They are involved, they are victims of propaganda, which tells you that it's their money. This conference is not worthy of their expense. And if they want to consider a good expense that will really profit them, they should go to nightclub and drink alcohol and so on. So it's a state of mind. It's the consequence, as I just said, is the consequence of brainwashing. So it's not easy to fight that and to change that, but we have to do it. And this is one of the reasons why I'm saying everything is a matter of state of mind. It's not a matter of money. It's not a matter of, it's a matter of state of mind. So let's stop thinking that, oh, Africans don't have money, they are poor, they cannot afford a conference, they cannot. No, it's a matter of choice. It's a matter of brainwashed persons. It's a matter of state of mind and knowing what is important and what is less important.
It is absolutely true. And I think, like they say, happiness is a choice and happiness is free in Africa. But what is happiness? As a matter of fact, we have to continue to do our work. Everybody has their lane. It doesn't mean that we also don't party. I mean, of course, Ella, who can party more than
No,
us? You understand?
I like parties. I like parties. No, let's make it clear. It's very
Of
important what you
course.
just said. We are not saying we should not go and party. Me, Paulela, if you invite me to party somewhere, I will never hesitate. I will be there. So
Sure.
let's make it clear. I'm not
Yes.
saying that partying is bad, and no, I'm talking about choices according to to our priorities. What should be our priorities? That's all what I'm talking about. Partying, feeling good, enjoying with friends, with families, and so on. It's very good. It's even important. But time comes, sometimes you need to make choices and you need to know where are your interests.
Yes.
And you need to find your priorities. That's all what I'm saying.
No, of course, I was just supporting your idea of saying, because I mean, imagine somebody wrote here. I think Joe made a comment here, or I don't know whether it's Marshall or who said, that's what Chinese people do. I think it also has to do with the leadership that we have on the continent. Because if this leadership would wake up and say, you know what, stop it, it's enough, like Ibrahim Traore is doing. We don't want this colonial uniforms, we don't want this anthems, we don't want this language, priority goes here and that and that. And the people just need a leadership that would. But also we have to stop some other. We make a lot of mistakes. In Pan-African events, we wake up to pray using the Christian Bible and stuff like that. I mean, it's absolutely opposite. We are always saying it. We have to define what Pan-Africanism is. It's about the culture. It's about our indigenous knowledge. I don't know any Turkish show that you go there and people would not use, if they're Muslims, not use their Quran or use their language. What do we believe in? What are the rituals that we do in the essence of where we believe in? And I think that's why we're always like that. You go to more, you see, the churches have businessized their concept. I was shocked in Cameroon to see that, the preaching that we were growing up used to just be 2 hours. Like, Pan-African Daily, we're at least 2 hours here. It was equivalent to staying in the church 5-6 hours. It was the most pleasant place to be as we were growing up, before we became conscious. What made you to stay in that place? It was because they made the Bible and Christianity in such a lovable way. Like, you thought this was the only way for me to get freedom or to be liberated or to go to heaven. Heaven, that's the product. Heaven is the product. So Pan-Africanism, I think, as we move on with the awakening, has to start getting products, products that are enticing, products that are simple, that are easygoing, that are enjoyable. I think one of the things is that even the fact that you say, we have to learn a lot. Like, hey, Paul, honestly speaking, I need you. You are my brother. We look the same. We do this. What should I go and learn in life for how many years to come and love you, to come and operate with you, to come and collaborate with you, to come and network with you, to buy what you're selling in the marketplace and I buy what I'm selling, to attend your events? And what kind of history must we learn and learn? I think the inspirations like Learn Your History, Erase the Mystery with Professor James Moore, all these topics that are coming up. And that's what he said. And we love the way we want to do it on Pan African Daily. We're not going to do those academic hard stuff because that's what actually is so discouraging. People hear the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. But like just taking an event like your own and play around with it and like, oh wow, we're going to dress majestically queens and kings
Sure.
product. And this is how we're going to parade. And this is how our, before we do the awards, this is how our elders would be escorted.
Sure.
I think even our event, they are small. There's nobody that does events like us. Nobody does events like the African people. That's why even the church business has been taken away from Christianity has actually been taken away from the Europeans, and Africans are the one pioneering it. You go to the church, it's
Absolutely.
almost the competition in the church and the nightclubs. Oh my God, it's terrible now. I mean, they bring DJs now that play piano gospel. You've seen it in Nigeria, how they package everything. You literally would go crazy. You don't even know which is the Afro beat because we don't do freedom songs anymore. We just do entertainment. So I'm so thankful, and I'm really thanking you that we are still, though we are few, we are fine. We are the finest. We're the best
Sure.
ever. And Pan-Africanism is our
Sure.
religion.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what you said is just correct. We need to understand it. And thanks to Pan African Daily TV for that great job achieved so far. It's very, 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 very interesting. Keep the great job. Keep doing it. Keep doing that great job. Keep that great job on, and we still have to work to work to work on all those issues, and we are expecting a lot of people at Pan-African Awards, be it the conference or whether the conference or the gala evening, and I surely you will talk about that. But I want us to join the words to the action.
Yes.
So I mean, when I say us, is us, we as people. We should start joining the words with to action. Really, it's very important.
That's so true. So, I mean, going back to the awards, like there's some key questions. If I want to travel, I mean, I got a lot of people. Which airport? Which is the airport that I should buy my ticket and land at? Of
Yes,
course, I'm traveling.
Jomo Kenyatta. Yes, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport in Nairobi. So all those who plan to travel, we have some of them who are writing to us through email, who are calling, who are sending WhatsApp. They want to travel from Zambia, from Zimbabwe, from Germany, from France, from Cameroon, from Nigeria. There are many, and they just land at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Mhm.
And if they need any assistance, we are available for them. We will provide that assistance to them. So they just need to let us know about their flight ticket, when they leave their country, when they arrive here, when they land in Nairobi, and even for accommodation. If we have a lot of messages, a lot of calls asking for accommodation issues, and we can assist them. We can assist them because we are here on the field, and we have some facilities with some hotels, some Airbnbs, and just get in touch with us either through Pan-African Daily TV and Dr. Susan Tata, who is an active member of the organizing committee, or you just join, you just contact one of the numbers, one of the phone numbers or emails provided on the poster of the conference, and or the coming poster of the gala evening. So you just need to contact us for any kind of issue, and we will make sure that we give you the good advice and that we can assist you.
Wonderful. A brother is asking, Brother Lawrence saying, is there anything that can be added in the planning of the awards program? Like, do you need any, I'm sorry, any support or any input? I mean, apart from like those that could not make it, I think the best thing is just share the flyers for now. That's what I would say. And, Brother Paul, a lot of people, I just want you to make it clear again. This award is not the Pan-African Daily TV Award. Pan-African Award this is the founder right here. Paul Ella started this award. Of course, there are award programs coming up really from different organizers. But anything that has to do with Pan-Africanism, Pan-African Awards, Pan-African businesses, Pan-African shows, Pan-African festivals, Pan-African lifestyle, Pan-African Daily TV accompanies you to that event. Pan-African Daily TV is the media for Pan-Africanism. We support all Pan-African initiatives worldwide, whether they are groups or they are individuals, or that we support all of you. All you need to do, like I already posted to you, is to get a membership on the africawewant.com. I post and I just saw, I want to thank Brother Yuven, Dr. Yuven, who just said, I'm paying my membership tomorrow. Please go to www.theafricawewant.com. I keep saying it here. I keep sending it here. Let me just put it again right here. Get your membership. Get your membership because, I mean, this is just the time. It is the time that we have to get organized. It's the same thing like Paul was saying. We need to structure all our leaders from Professor PLO to Professor James Moore. And one thing I like is they don't just say it. These are not just the talkatives like we say. We need to get organized. We need to get organized. Why? Because Paul, as you said, is not going to be long. So by the time we gain all the access to our minerals and this, without us being organized, how are we going to do? So after we get decolonized, now we start finding structures for ourselves. No. If you have an initiative, an event, a group, a Pan-African initiative, when we say Pan-African means you understand the ideology of one Africa by Africans. That's Pan-Africanism. An Africa-centered development, Afro-centered, not promoting, like, for instance, I give people said, I want to buy made in Africa. And I said, I want to buy made in Africa by Africans. Does it make sense? People organize a award, Pan-African Award. And then I said, I want to attend or promote an award organized by African for Pan-Africanism and Africans. It makes a lot of difference. Just like Dr. Arikana said we have to put our mouth where our money, put our money where our mouth is. It is time. We don't have each time we take time. People keep saying, "Oh, Dr. Tata, I want to be a guest on the show. How do I get to host you on the show when you are not a member? When I don't even know where I can meet you, where I don't even know how the team can get in contact with you." So sign up for your membership today. Join the Pan-African Daily TV movement. Join the organization. Whether you are a small group, artist, musician, traditionalist, herbalist, everything, it's time for us to organize. Then it will be simple for us to bring you live on the show. Paul is a member of Pan-African of the Africa We Won network. Okay, until we begin, all our speakers, all our teachers are members, and even as individual, we need to buy that membership. ADDI is functioning. Membership in ADDI is $1,000. And people pay because it is an initiative that tells you, okay, we're going to invest in this part. It is a long-term sustainable goal. But we come on Pan-African Daily TV. I cannot imagine for 30 years, we've saved every other people. Now it's just time for us to organize. The least amount of annual membership fee is $50 for a year. We're not saying it's for a monthly. Of course, it will become monthly sometime soon. So please get your membership. I already saw 2 emails that came in as we posted yesterday. They already secured their membership. Secure your own membership today. At some point, we're not going to be streaming on YouTube anymore. YouTube is going to definitely, when we annoy them, whether Facebook or what, you've seen the way they're banning TikTok in the US. At some point, you Pan-Africans, you have to be conscious. One day, we will not be existing on these platforms. So when we ask you to get your membership into our organization, these are our savers. And these savers, we're going to start streaming on it. We're going to start talking what actually is our own. Nobody is going to silence us in any way. Of course, the servers are still being controlled, but it is our own copyright stuff. So get your membership. You can get as much as you want. And to support Pan-African Daily, you also have a donation form on it. Apart from the membership form, you have the donate. Click on it. You're going to choose any amount from $5 to how much? To $10,000. It is open for Africans. Now we know where to put our money. We know where to support, because events like this, we could have been going like a group. We should be able to just remove, and support this kind of projects with no fear of favor. Our events are still kind of lacking in that kind of actions because we don't put money on it. We need to start putting money on Pan-African events like crazy. Like there's not going to be any award event or any party or festival or anything that is going to beat us anywhere. That's the propaganda we need. And we don't need to be rich to do that. I know simple Pan-Africans, you're watching me here, who actually support Pan-African. John Africa bought his membership already for $300. John Africa, you see him here. John is not a rich guy. He is just a guy that goes to work in the money and come back. I know a lot that have sponsored in tens and thousands. They don't care. So we are able, Paul, like you said, we are rich. This idea of poor Africa is another trick. This idea of poor Africa is another trick. It's keep telling you, oh, we are poor, and then we start acting exactly like we're poor. No, I cannot give $5. If you cannot give $5, you will not even be able to manage your riches. If you don't know how to give money and you want to get rich, what do you want to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Paul, am I crazy? Am I just acting up?
Totally true. Totally true. I totally agree. And as Africans, we should stop considering money as a taboo. Money is
Yes.
not a taboo. We should not be afraid to talk about money, because what rules the world now, it's capitalism and money. It doesn't mean that we agree with capitalism values. No, it means that you cannot fight a war with sticks and stones. When your opponent, your enemy, has planes, war planes, weapons of the last generation, and so on. What I mean is that we should make sure that we have the weapon, the appropriate weapon of this war, because we are fighting for our own values, we are fighting for our dignity, and there's no way to win a fight, there's no way to win a war when you don't have any weapon, any appropriate weapon. And one of the key weapon is money. Don't be afraid to talk about money. And that's
No.
what we are putting in our heads of us, of we Africans, that no, money is not for us. Oh, money, oh, it's good when you are poor, then you will go to heaven and so on. That's wrong, totally wrong.
Yes.
We should organize, as Dr. Susan just said, we should start organizing, and we should talk about money, because money is the key weapon to win that fight. Very important. So just it was just to emphasize on what you've just said.
Thank you very much, Ella. Of course, we need money. And money, exactly. You see, I think that's also one of the things when Pan-Africanism talks, we talks about the values of our ancestors, how noble and humble. And but if we are the issue with money is you have to understand money before you get it. If you get money before you understand what money is, that's what it can make you go blah blah. It makes you go gaga. That's why you put it in useless things, because you don't know what to do with it. But because we are conscious, we understand that, I mean, we need communities on our own. Like brother Enes is saying, they're going to shut us down. I am telling you. There's one question that one professor kept asking me. He's never been on the show, but he keeps asking me every time, no matter how intelligent our ancestors were, why did they not foresee the reason to protect like their innovations, and to understand that this civilization that they built would become a threat to them? You understand? I argued a couple of times in the beginning, but literally later on, I started to digest that question. It is the same thing. If we don't protect our work that we are doing now, if all these awards that you're doing, you're not documenting them and saving it in a place, as you say, these are legacy projects. Okay, there's no way that one day we'll be able to sit and say, oh, we built platforms. There's no way we'll be able to say we did all what we're doing today. Who brought money? Where is gold and silver and diamond and magnesium and cobalt and everything? If God, who created us as the firstborn and the universe and our ancestors, knew that money was not good, why did they give you a continent full of gold and diamond and everything? Silver. As a matter of fact, the African child is the richest ever. And you should really like anything private jets or everything, please, honestly speaking, there's nobody that has to live a kind of a life like the rich child of Africa, the firstborn. So money is a topic we have to address all the time. Of course, we say it all the time. We want to look as sophisticated, as beautiful as we are, with no conscience. We're not conscious. Look at people that steal our world, manipulate politics, play entertainment games. I mean, what did President-elect Donald Trump said? He gives 45, he said 24 hours for Putin or whatever, to stop the war in Ukraine. How many hours are we on it today? Do you think that you're going to see anything happen? So we have to be able to understand entertainment and the real work. I think because we're so real and so realistic and so truthful in Pan-Africanism, people actually just don't like it until if we were coming here and saying some kind of lies and like, oh, we're going to build this, or we're going to do so. Paul, if I had honestly speaking, if I'd introduced you like, Paul is a billionaire, he's going to give out this show, it would have been a crackdown show. All right. So, but That's the essence of it, the beauty and the wealth that you get attending this conference. It's crazy. The wealth of it, the knowledge, because knowledge comes before the wealth. And all of us are super rich. I cannot believe it. We're going to get the most beautiful, I mean, even our sons and daughters, they're going to enrich the paradise. Not so. So, what is the last thing
Absolutely.
you want us to know about the program in Kenya? What's the last thing you want us to know?
Okay, as we already said, it's we are going to the fourth edition of Pan-African Awards, and the journey continues. We started on 21 for the first edition, and each edition we expect not less than 1,000 guests
Mhm.
for the gala event, because
Yes.
after the conference you will have the all information very shortly, and on Pan African Daily TV you'll have all the information about the gala evening.
Mhm.
And after the conference that will take place on the 21st of February, you will have the gala evening. The gala evening consists on awards, speeches, artist performances. So for those who want to party, to enjoy, to rejoice, and mostly on top of that, you'll have the opportunity, as it happens each edition. Each edition, you have the opportunity to meet physically all those Pan-African leaders that you've been hearing about, um, that you've been hearing about, excuse me, and you will meet some of those you didn't even expect to encounter one day. It's very
Mm.
important. And the other wing of what is interesting in Pan African Awards is that leaders who are doing a great job, each on his or her side, have the opportunity to meet and to be more efficient in creating links each within each others. So it's a very important event, because the aim of that event is to gather of Pan-Africanists from everywhere, from all over the world, and you will have all profiles. I mean, you will have writers, you will have uh, painters, you will have athletes, you have economics professors, CEOs, singers, and so on. You have many profiles, and it's a very rich experience that you should not miss at all. So you are all invited. We encourage you to book your seats, either for your or either for the conference, or and for the gala evening. So you have all the information on the Pan African Daily TV, and you can also go and check. Maybe Susan will share it with you. The website of Pan African Awards, www.panafrican uh, 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 awards with an s.com, www.panafricanawards.com. You can just type
Yeah.
it on Google and it will refer you to the website. So we expect,
PanAfricanAwards.com.
yeah, so we expect each and everyone to attend that great Pan African event. And don't fail to write to us. Don't fail to inquire in according to every issues that can come up, and don't fail to refer to Dr. Susan Tata for any information that you need. You'll be welcome, and we will spend a great time together.
We're going to spend a great time. I mean, I guarantee you, people, if you want to know it, Oh my God. I mean, the first experience was last year. We danced and removed our shoes and held them in the hand. I wish we had that video here, Ella. It's just because it's on YouTube, so we cannot even
Yeah,
show it here
I
again. I mean, we
on
danced
that,
with yes.
I even discovered how great dancer you were on that day. Your followers and fans should know how great dancer you are.
They don't
Susan
have a
is
clue.
really a great dancer.
Oh
I,
my
I,
God.
I'm a witness. I'm a physical witness of what I'm saying. It was great. So don't fail, all you followers, don't fail to find us there. You'll find Dr. Susan Tata. She will for sure be dancing once more, and you will appreciate as I did. And let's keep in touch through Pan African Daily TV, and let's get connected. Let's keep connected on the on that spirit of Pan-Africanism, and let's all work together to win that fight.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I mean, the experience was beautiful. I know it's really late for you out there. Um, for us, we still have about 20 minutes to go. So, but you can leave us if you feel like. Because I think what time do you have there now in East Africa? You should be about 12 or 1 or what?
Uh, 5 minutes to midnight.
5 minutes to midnight. Oh, that's a good time out there on the continent. People don't sleep. You remember when we went to to go eat fish? I mean, at what time we came back? 4 a.m. with Professor Baina
Yeah,
and stuff like that. I'm telling you, it's just a
great
day break
experience.
on the continent now.
Right, great experience.
Wonderful experience. Okay, Paul. So we keep in touch, and you'll be we will be getting the information if there's any way that one of your speakers or who would want to come on the show and to share
Yeah.
with us. We are willing to host you. Thank you so very much. Yes,
Thank you very much, Dr. Susan. Thank you very much for to all your followers, to all your fans who've been following us. It was a very great time that we spent together, and I will say it was very first good experience, and I'm ready to respond to your invitation in the future. And it's very good to know that you keep doing that great job. So let's keep doing that great job together, and it's for the good sake, Pan African sake, and for sure, together we are stronger, and together we run faster and we go further.
wonderful. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
You're welcome. Thank you very much. Merci à tout le monde. Merci beaucoup et à très bientôt.
Et à très bientôt. Merci. Okay. Bonne soirée.
Bonne
Of course, yes, it's all right. So we are almost also rounding up. I just want to thank all of you that pull in today to listen to our brother and to get some empowerment and some enrichment. And when we have young Pan-Africanists coming up, we appreciate their work. I was very fortunate to experience his work, the awards in Cameroon with Professor Baina Bello. I mean, I'm telling you, we dance, and that's the thing. I don't know whether it's churchism or whatever. There is a spirit when we gather together that and we look at the continent in pictures and we try to imagine it the way we were growing up, but the continent is literally different now. It's totally different. I mean, there used to be a lot of laughter, a lot of dancing, a lot of gathering, a lot of festival. Honestly speaking, the festivals that we do in the diaspora, my festivals in Germany, Pan-African festivals that I've been doing, and the artists that have been able or privileged to be on that festival coming from the continent, they always say it is different celebrating Africa in the diaspora than on the continent. Because on the continent, I'm telling you, it was a whole lot of fun That edition brought top artists from the Caribbean, top Zouk artists from the Caribbean, like we never, like Jacob Jocelyn Berrois, and all those artists, we used to listen to them, Zouk Love, when we were growing up. You understand? But the young people or the audience was as cold. I don't know how to say that. I was shocked. Me and Professor Baina pulled everybody to the floor. And we started dancing and running around, removing our shoes, jumping, and just like, this is not Africa. This is not the continent. And I'm telling you, young people that are watching me, your brains have been so bamboozled that you don't even know how to enjoy the Africa you have anymore. When I was growing up, oh my God, come and see us sneak out to go to tea time disco. Disco in the afternoon in the village was a must. And you understand that kind of thing, that we went to vacation and everybody would just gather in the town hall in the village. And I'm telling, it was so crazy. It was so nice. That spirit is gone. Young people, I don't know how they enjoy life these days, or because of all these, I don't know what is actually going on. They don't party on the continent like we party in the diaspora. Like literally the Africa that we have in us here, even in these cold spaces, is different. It might vary from country to country, but I just want to say this: the spirit of churchism has made people dance more in the church than actually celebrating in a conference like that. So we need to pick back that vibe. We need to get our energy. We need to get back in touch with our melanin, with the warmth, with the spirit of connecting, with our dance, with our clapping, with our singing, with our laughter, with our smiles, because those are the elements that connect us with our ancestors and the universe. Um, it is not possible to actually express ourselves so much in other spaces, but you understand that because we have the knowledge of ourselves, even out of the continent, we actually are doing better in terms of consciousness, in terms of choices that we make. Okay, so we have to be that encouragement for one another. And one last thing I want to really insist again, please. I really would appreciate when you get your membership. Get your membership. It doesn't matter. Do not, you, as a matter of fact, when we started Pan-African Daily, people offered, people had to just say, I am doing this to save this platform. We have hustled, we have done, we're doing everything we want to do. But I'm telling you, to save Pan-African Daily in the future, we are already seeing the hit. Before, they didn't think that we were serious. Now, this spaces, whether we are operating on Facebook, you've seen the way Facebook algorithm even behaves. How can you have an account, then now Meta comes in and tell you, even you post, we have almost 500,000 followers on Pan-African Daily TV Facebook page. And when you do a post, you don't have up to 20, 30 reactions. Not that they are not your followers, but when they wanted you to gather the communities, they shared those algorithms and you followed. Everybody was following. Oh, follow, because they follow you. But at the end of the day, all they want to do is make stupid money out of you. So at the end of the day, we're just products. You gather your community and your people, they begin to sell products to them, sell them membership, sell them this and this and this, in the name of always free things. There's no free lunch anywhere. We have to be clever. We have to be wise. Why do you keep seeing only, even when you post, you don't even see what you post anymore? Particularly us at the Pan-African Daily TV. I don't care about the Facebook platforms that we have, to be honest with you. I'm serious on this. I really don't bother. Whether it's one person, if you go on our Facebook, those that are watching us now, maybe you just not see it silent. Nobody's watching us. But we are here watching in our hundreds and we know it. So we need to be wise. We don't have to be stupid and dumb and just be products that people harvest your followers and begin to sell and promote them. And that's why we need to fund our movements, whether we like it or not. We need to do that. We need to secure our memberships so that we can begin to do our own streaming live from our own platforms. And of course, like I said, we invested a lot, just too much, a lot. We have our own Facebook coming up. We had it already. There are more than 20,000 people circulating down there before the competitors brought that page down. We are not the only. Okay. So there's nothing in the scripts that they build that they think we cannot build again. But in as much as it protects the interests of Africans, you are not worthy to be there. You post a post, you just begin to see all the kind of crazy things that is not even, because the algorithm already just, wrap up your post so that your followers and your viewers should not see, and they determine who see it and who doesn't see it. So we should stop being foolish. We should stop always thinking that, oh no, and most of people would abandon all these platforms. We are leaving these platforms because we are the people that build it. We will leave it. Okay. We will leave it. Because there's no way we're going to continue to exist like slaves, even being on platforms that are meant to, or in the beginning, they all become like social. What is social about it? We cannot be dealing with people who don't even understand what socialness is. Talk to Africans who know what socialness is. Socialness is about humanity. So we need to fund our movements. We need to build our platforms. Okay. So yes, please. I learned a way to turn off those meta ads yesterday. Oh my God. Sister Stevie, you're going to school us on this. I know you, the queen. You're going to school us how to turn off all that. Okay. That's some kind of big propaganda and manipulation. And there's nothing you can do about all these big giants, so-called big giants. But you know what Professor James told you? We are the Davids. And watch us, how we're beating the Goliaths. It only takes love and humanity. We don't need all these big, extraordinary things, putting money always in the pocket of those that already have so much money, just because they want to use that control of money and power to continue to suppress us all the time. Okay? And they begin to manipulate our stories. Stop using all this kind of, what kind of intelligence they call out here. You begin to see how when you put in something, it comes out differently. But because we're already so into it, you just don't even read over. We have to go back to the drawing board. I type all my text. If you look at the text of everything that I write, you get mistakes in it because I'm human. You don't have the commas. It's not just so perfect. Why must it be so perfect? I'm still struggling to write my books. The reason why I am not really that so advanced is because I refuse to be advanced. What am I advanced for? I am slow. I still write all my things. Like I went to Cameroon, and in Africa, they still have their bookkeeping like we used to do. They have the blue pen and the red pen. You remember? And they write all their savings and they write all their stuff. Yes, they keep their money, even if they put it in a microfinance institute, but they write all their bookkeeping with their hands. What's wrong with it? There's nothing fast about it. You can be fast as much as you want, but just be healthy and understand the trick and the game. All of us are on the game right now, and nobody's scared of anybody, not anytime soon. Put your money where your mouth is. Invest in Pan-African Daily TV. Fund the movement. Get your membership. We are out to free ourselves and our people and also enjoy a good life. Who tells you only life was made for some upper class, whatever? What is upper class, privileged class, low class, this and that? No, we have to fund ourselves, please. And we, in any currency, don't always think that it has to be in a euro or it has to be in a dollar. It has to be in all these kind of currencies. Even if it's in your kwacha, just go and donate. Go and sign up for your membership. You'll be having beautiful membership card and all the entitlement that come with it. Okay. We're not selling a product here. If we sell a product, it means our ancestors should have sold us long time ago. So please, we need to support ourselves, and we are able. We are so able. Don't let anybody fool you that you are poor. And if you don't give, you cannot even understand the power to get as much as we're going to get. We're building communities for ourselves. We're taking our lives to another level. We're gathering, awarding ourselves, and doing everything possible that we can do. We're not in this time where, we're afraid, they have to do you this. No. We just live our life, drink water, and just mind our business. Just loving and connecting and supporting our businesses and funding one another and supporting good leadership on the continent. And the bad ones, we call them out. The bad ones, we call them out straight by their names. Okay? So yes, I know, Kofi, you've been talking about this. That one is coming. You just follow the Pan-African Daily TV. Just go on the website, theafricawewant.com. You're going to see those programs are coming, even to connect us. You already see the volunteers are already putting a lot of content on it. It's really very easy. It's a news platform that talks about all our ideologies, okay? And so we'll be needing a lot of people also to contribute in writing stories out there. You know, you want us to give you access to be able to post or share your story with us. Research work is going to be one of the biggest focus. One of the main sectors that we actually are coming from is Pan-Africanism. And Pan-Africanism has to do with the cultural education that we're educating ourselves on. All right? So please be not just an investor in terms of money, but of course, money is really important for us to keep those servers, to protect all those things, get copyright, and all these things. It's a whole mega structure. And no one person can do that. A movement is a movement. Okay? It's a movement of people. All right, my beloved, I think we have to end here because, like I said, our dear sister Cheryl is currently mourning his departed husband right now. I think they are live. Now I just have to, this is the obituary that we got from our sister Cheryl, who just lost the husband, and they are actually commemorating this event right now. You see, Mr. Frank Sass is the ancestors that is resting in power, and is the husband of our sister, our beloved Queen Cheryl Penny, whom all of you know here on this platform. So we need to show, we need to be with our sister, to be by her side. She needs us right now. I'm going to share the link here. It's a, where's it? It's a Zoom link that you can all join in, and she'll really be happy. What's that? Where's the link? I need to get it. Oh, wow. I'll have to connect to get that, and I could share it in the group for those of you who want to follow that funeral. I'm not even able to click on the link. The link is like in a picture form, so it's not actually like a link that we could. I think she didn't actually share it well. But anyway, Cheryl, we want you to know that we are with you in this moment, and you know, and you are conscious of where our brother has gone to be with the ancestors, and he's resting in power. Of course, we are with you because just physical departure does not justify the fact that, you know, even if we know where we are going to, it's still a pain to separate from one another. But do understand that we're your family and that we are here with you. And ever since this news got to us, all of us have been sick. So on behalf of the Pan-African Daily TV family, watching us from all over the world, we want to share our condolence with you for the loss of your family, your husband, and all the members that are grieving with you. Know that we are one in spirit with you. Okay. And may the soul of our departed brother and husband, who is an ancestor now, rest in power. So thank you very much, people. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cheryl is actually, yeah, not with us for the past weeks, as you've seen, because, you know, his better half is actually resting. So we are sharing with him. We're also mourning with him. And I hope he would find his strength. So we pray with him, we meditate with her. And yes, thank you very much. Thank you for your messages. He's going to get this. And yeah, okay, my beloved, I think, as you can also see, I am not in a very good shape, but when it comes to the work of Africa, we do it under every condition. Even when we lie down on a hospital bed in whatever condition, we're still going to come live on these mobile devices. Okay? All right. So I send love and greetings to you, and we see us probably on Sunday. If we don't get Sunday, we're going to meet us on Tuesday with Study Your History, Erase the Mystery. Just because this weekend I might not be around, I have to meet the Queen in Berlin on Saturday. Apart from that, if anything comes out on Pan African Daily TV, you would be the first people to know. So thank you. Like the show, subscribe, recruit all the family members, and like Sister Stevie was saying, just imagine all of us are sharing about Pan African Daily TV subscription, about membership in on our different platforms. That is enough help, because we need the many hands to be able to do the work. Those that are sharing, those that are contributing, those that are doing the work, those that are planning. Before I forget, this virtual seminar is also coming on this weekend from the PLO Lumumba Foundation. I'm very, 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 very impressed when we posted this, how many people have registered. Like, it's really little like sold out. And the organizing chapter is Ethiopia, where we met, where I was, and I saw the youth and what they told me, and they are actually putting up to in. Yes, they're investing in it. So this is their first virtual seminar. It's going to be live. We're going to stream it on Pan African Daily TV, and the first day it starts on Saturday, and Sunday I'll be the one doing the mentoring session on Sunday. So yes, you can literally actually share it with those that are still. I think they have more than 1,000 that have registered for the webinars. That's how much our young people are active and are actually learning a lot from the true leaders. So Pan-African Daily TV is the media of PLO Lumumba Foundation as a partner, but also as Pan-Africanist. So we do the job of accompanying all their projects, all the youth and the organizations in the chapter everywhere. So literally, that's why we're also present all over and in the diaspora. A very quick announcement: we're still looking for representatives in Europe. If you want to represent the PLO Lumumba chapter in any country in Europe or America, they have, but America is big. We need all the representatives in the 54 or 55, states of America. So please, for our young people doesn't mean that even the elders could not run those chapters. Okay. So if you are interested to be a chapter or to get a chapter in your community or your city, please text us on Pan African Daily TV. We're going to make that possible. At least we're having alternatives now. And mark you, PLO Lumumba Foundation is an alternative foundation to the development that we have on the continent. ADDI is also an alternative, because we begin to say we have to get alternative movements and government systems and structures. There's no one-way solution. There's no one solution. There's always a lot of solutions. Okay, so please, Let us, I know, Joe, I know. I know, my beloved. I also hate going off, but you can hear from my voice after. I'm so sorry. I know. I just know. I hate to see you go off the show, and I admire your presence so much. Much love. Joe, I know it's also so difficult and so painful for me to leave the show. You see, before Ella came up, he was already saying, no, I know you're not feeling well. Please, Dr. Tata, just, take your rest, drink a lot of tea. The people that have been reaching, I said, no way. There's just no way. This is where my healing comes from. If I'm not here, I'm just gonna be sick the whole time. Won't I be drinking some tea and just doing what? You're the healing that I need. And I'm very confident. The more I stay in bed, the more I get sick, or the more I get away from Pan-African Daily. So each time I stay off Pan-African Daily, I'm just totally out of myself. So this is my healing spot right here, because it's people to people. That's the spirit of Ubuntu. Like in the village, we say people are people because of people. So the medicine, the medication of human beings are human beings. Okay. So yes, thank you so very much. And sure, if I'm not making any changes, I think reparation is right here with me, and she will be on the show. She'll be on the show tomorrow. I'll just accompany her anyway. Our assistant Kruma Nana. Okay. So she's watching me right now. And yeah, we'll be live again with you guys. So thank you so very much. Continue to empower one another. And like I said, hey, do not miss up this virtual. Okay. One lady from Ethiopia, a young one, said, Dr. Tata, you're so loved and we love you. But you know what? You are so lucky. So exactly, she said, because I saw these posters. It's the same thing with the conference in the Pan-African Awards, and people were calling me from some space I never heard. Say, oh, I just saw this. Is it really you? Are you the one organizing the awards? I said, yes, we do that. So yes, we are everywhere, particularly when you are doing the work for your people. There is no power, there is no amount of abundance and fulfillment and wealth that is comparable to just being there for your people, to being there for humanity, to being there for race, okay, to being there for mankind. There is no power and no riches more than that. So try it. You're going to see. Try it. All right, my beloved. Thank you, Kofi. Thank you, all of you. Thank you, John Africa. Thank you, John E. Thank you, Kofi again. Zuma, just because I keep seeing your message. GB Traveling Traveler. Thank you so very much. Enes, Brother Parker, Obiahem, Shaka, Marshall. Where are the queens? The queens. Shabaka. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, all of you. Please make sure you sign for your membership at the right time, okay? All right. You can also sign and just like we do, most of us, we take loans and begin to pay. We're not saying you should take loans to invest on the membership, no. But make an effort. We can do that. So good night. I love you. Stay blessed. And we are together with Sister Cheryl. Bye. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tata. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.